A pandemic, an economic crisis, racial justice reckoning, wildfires, hurricanes. For so many of us, these are extraordinarily difficult times. It is easy to feel hopeless. And Americans are looking for leaders to bring some stability in these uncertain times. But the deep divisions on display in our presidential politics right now isn't doing a whole lot to ease their concerns for the future.
Well, I was just so disappointed. You know, it's kind of, I feel ashamed to be an American after seeing this, you know.
I saw a rudderless ship. I think I saw a joke. I saw the world laughing at us, I think.
It's frustration. It's disappointing that those are the two choices in the top two parties.
So, how do we find hope? I want to bring in someone we can ask. The Most Reverend Michael Curry, the first black man to be presiding bishop of the U.S. Episcopal Church. You probably remember his sermon about the power of love at the 2018 wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. But he has long been working at this intersection of religion and social justice. And he's out with a new book. It's called Love is the Way, Holding On to Hope in Troubling Times. And Bishop, you always make us smile. And you make us think as well. Thank you so much for being with me this morning. You heard those voters talk about feelings of shame and disappointment and disillusionment. Mm-hmm. Take us to church this morning. What would be your message to address these concerns about our country?
The reality is we can make it. Love is the way. But remember, love is not a sentiment. It's a commitment. It's a decision to live for we and not just me. Craig, I found something that I hadn't really paid attention to that may be of some help. I was digging and trying to figure out the source of the words e pluribus unum, which you find on the Great Seal of the United States, from many, one, or one out of many. And I discovered that it probably dates from Cicero in ancient Rome. And listen to what Cicero said, how you make e pluribus unum. When each person loves the other as much as himself, it makes one out of many. Craig, love is the way, seeking the good and the welfare of others, not just myself. It is the way to make America, America for real. It's the way through this morass, and we can do it. It's a decision, it's a commitment, and if we, the people, make that decision, we can do it.
We have to love more. Bishop, our country is so deeply polarized. Americans increasingly living in these echo chambers. We hear only what we want to hear. We watch and listen to things that confirm our worldview. How should people meet their fellow Americans where they are? And how should we talk to people with differing beliefs?
You know, I think it starts by inviting the person to be the person and not the political creature, whatever that happens to be. Spend time with each other and say, I want to get to know you as a person, and I hope you want to get to know me as a person. We may be able to discuss issues and things later, but let's start with understanding each other as people. What would happen if we in our churches, our synagogues, our mosques decided that we were going to bring people together across various differences, across our religious differences, across our political differences, and we were going to sit down and eat together and get to know each other and intentionally spend time together. We must re-knit together this union. And if we in the religious community would do it, if we would decide to do it on an individual basis, we could actually make this work. We, the people, can perfect this union. We can do it.
You are, a lot of folks may not know this, but you're the son of a civil rights activist. You are, again, the first black man to lead the Episcopal Church. You have worked to further civil rights and social justice issues. You did it long before a lot of other folks showed up to the fight. How should we have this larger conversation about race right now at this inflection point in our country?
I think it starts by coming together and actually having the conversation. There are a lot of programs and things that can facilitate these conversations. One, face the past. We have a past. That great hymn, Lift Every Voice and Sing, has that verse that says, learning from what the dark past has taught us. We as a nation, black, white, brown, indigenous, Asian, all of us, gay, straight, rich, poor, Republican, Democrat, all of us, face the past, learn from it. Don't run from it. Learn from it. Don't wallow in it. And then learning from it, turn in a new direction and make a decision that we are going to work together to build the kind of America, whereas the old slaves used to say there's plenty good room for all of God's children. And we can do that. Face the past, learn from it. As Maya Angelou said in her poem on the Pulse of the Morning, history, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be undone, but if faced with courage, need not be lived again. Learn from it, turn, and then build a new future where we can become the beloved community, e pluribus unum, from many, one.
Bishop Michael Curry, that's a perfect spot to end it today. Thank you. Thank you so much. And again, the book is out, and I've started reading it. It's a fantastic read. I encourage everyone to pick it up. Love is the Way, a book for our times indeed. Bishop, thank you.